But I think the whole concept has been so well received, honestly. Like, you know, you've got Bivol Beterbiev as the main event. I mean, we're forgetting that as well. That's on top of the 5v5.
You could have got away with lesser undercard, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, look, if we were doing Bivol Beterbiev, it's like when people criticise the Fury Usyk undercard. I mean, come on, like, literally, we probably would struggle to even put on an undercard on a fight like that. So it's massive. I mean, I think June 1st, actually, top to bottom, is probably the best card I've ever seen. And 2 weeks before, you've got Fury Usyk. It's amazing what's happening. So, yeah, really proud of the show, proud of how it's all played out, and just a massive night ahead.
We'll go through the card in a minute, but first of all, how did you decide who your captain was going to be?
It was difficult because I think there's guys that are bigger favourites in their fights. I mean, Deontay Wilder, I saw the betting odds this morning, is actually not a big outsider, but he's an outsider against Zhang. I just want to ignite that belief and that fire inside him. Obviously, from a profile perspective, from an age perspective, from an achievements perspective, he is the senior guy on the team. But I just want, you know, and I got into him a little bit yesterday. I feel sometimes that although a lot of people don't like me, they probably underestimate how I can make them feel. And in terms of feeling like a star, feeling wanted, you know, and Deontay's never really had that because he's never really had a promoter. You know, Shelley Finkel's been the manager, done a great job, but no one out there beating the drum saying, this is the man. You know, he's had to do that. And now I'm out there saying, this is guy, he can bounce back here. He's dangerous. And he's like, yeah. Like, you know, I was bigging him up on that thing we were joking around with yesterday, and he was like, bomb squad. And I could feel his energy. And that's why I wanted to give him the captaincy as well, to say, look, you're the man. You know, and hopefully I'm right.
What gives you the faith? I mean, obviously, they're both coming off defeat to the same man in Joseph Parker, but Wilder's been inactive for a long time before that fight, hasn't looked great on that return. What gives you the confidence he can turn things around?
Because I think he's got a lot left in the tank. It's a mindset thing. You know, I don't think he's ever been blessed with the, you know, amazing fundamentals in a sport. Like, I don't think technically he's as good as Fury and Usyk, but he's got power in his hands that can put anybody to sleep. But he's got to have the confidence to throw. And, you know, against Parker, don't forget he was inactive for a huge amount of time. And that 10 rounds, was it 10 or 12? I think it was 10, will really help him. I know he got beat, but against Zhang, it's a little bit, I know he's a southpaw, but just a little bit more of a static guy who has slower feet, who will be there particularly for the straight right hand down the middle. And I know that if Wilder lands on Zhang, it's over. It's quite interesting, you know, in the bit we did earlier, Joseph Parker said that Zhang is the bigger puncher. But Wilder never really landed, did he? I mean, you know, so... But Joseph was great in that fight. And it is, it's a 50-50 fight. Two huge punchers.
What's the deal with Matchroom and Deontay? Is it just a one-off?
Yeah, just purely. I mean, it was hard enough getting that one over the line. You know, it was a very strange situation where, you know, His Excellency said, because I have AJ, I have Hrgovic, I've got Hooney, and I just felt that Hooney was just a little bit early for him. So I said to His Excellency, like, can I go and sign another fighter? He said, only in this one division. And he was the first guy that I thought of in terms of who was available. But obviously it was like, he can't stand you, you know. And we kind of made up before the Parker fight, but then I think after the Parker fight, I probably said a few things that aggravated him as well. And it was just, you know, reaching out to Shelley and Deontay and just saying, guys, like, forget the history. This is a big opportunity. And I take this event seriously. Like, if you're on the team, I really want to make... I don't want to work with anybody in this format where I'm not screaming and shouting and jumping through the ropes for them. So we had a great chat with His Excellency and Deontay yesterday, just trying to say, let's get it back, you know, and that's why I made him captain as well, just to give him that extra belief going into this and make him feel like part of the team as well, because I know the other guys, they're all in it for themselves and the company, and that means a lot.
Who would you have the most faith in? Because as you said, Wilder's not the biggest favourite, so you didn't pick the captain for that reason, but who have you got the most faith in? Who is the biggest favourite in your eyes for Matchroom?
Philip Hrgovic. You know, I really fancy him against Daniel Dubois. I think Ray Ford wins well, but I really rate Nick Bull, and I think he's a right handful. I think Craig Richards is a favourite over Willie Hutchinson. I think he's looking fantastic in the gym. But Willie's a game kid, you know. Like, this is a massive stage for those guys. And that's one of the pleasing things about this whole concept. You know, when they went to Bulgaria and this Hollywood film set, and you've got like Amo Williams, Craig Richards, Ray Ford. They're like, they're so nice for them to experience it, you know.
What's the closest to a 50-50 in your view?
I mean, I think there are fights where we are slight underdog, possibly Ammo. You know, Hamzah. I mean, I'm not so sure about Hamzah Sheeraz in the point of the wins over Liam Williams, and who was the win before that? I can't remember. He stopped someone in 2 rounds. I think it's the international opponent, was it? Okay. But, like, with all due respect, Liam Williams is done, right? Ammo Williams is fresh. He's 16-0. He's full of energy. I mean, he's walking around here with a tiger's tail. If that don't make you wonder, I'm not sure what will. So that's a brilliant fight. But I understand why the bookies might make Hamzah the slight favourite in that fight. So, you know, but they've made Zhang the favourite in the Wilder fight. I don't see that, actually. But I guess if you're looking at last performances, maybe.
2 weeks before
How many of those 5v5 fights, in your opinion, maybe we wouldn't have seen without the involvement of Saudi and His Excellency?
Maybe a couple of them, but you certainly wouldn't have got them all on one card, that's for sure.
Is this the best card from top to bottom that you think you've ever seen?
I think it is. I think it's I think it's the best fight card. You know, looking from, as you say, from top to bottom, it's a great fight card.
Hamzah Sheeraz being made captain, just talk me through that decision. Why did you choose Hamzah?
Well, he's what Queensberry are all about. You know, developing young fighters, bringing them through, giving them their opportunities, and the boxers taking their opportunities. He's a consummate professional. I think he's a great advert for boxing. I think he's a great ambassador for boxing and British sport. I think he's the face of modern Britain. And more importantly, he can fight. He's an exceptionally great young talent. I think he's one of the best young fighters in the world. And this is a big opportunity for him. He's fighting a guy for the final eliminator for the title, the middleweight title. So it's a great carrot there for him. Making him captain gives him more responsibility because obviously it's double point, extra points. And I feel that he's mature enough and capable enough to deal with that.
Is it also a tactical decision in some ways to get those double points? You feel like Hamzah the odds are maybe slanted slightly more in his favour?
I just do it because I feel he should, you know, I feel he's capable of being a leader and taking the responsibility. You know, there's all the guys in there, I mean, they're all good quality fighters. They've all got a story to tell. They're all, you know, you look at Nick Ball, this should be a unification match, except for that idiot judge with that terrible score that he did at the last fight at Riyadh, which resulted in a draw, which was ridiculous. But he's now got another opportunity against Eddie's fighter, and that is a cracking fight. It's a cracking fight, and again, he's part of the system that we like to talk about and express the sort of the virtues of what we do, which is with developing and bringing through these youngsters. And he deserves his moment, especially after, as I say, the last fight where he got robbed. So he's got a chance to get a title, and it's brilliant for him. And you look at the other fights on the card, it's the same for all of them. There's a couple of guys in there, you know, you look at Big Bang and you look at Bomb Squad, looking at those two in there. This is a defining fight. The loser's going to have a problem.
Do you think?
So it's important for both of them that, you know, that neither of them want to lose. But it's a very important fight for both of them.
Do you think it is as simple as that? Do or die for Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder? Loser hasn't got anywhere to go.
Especially for Deontay, yeah, I do. And that's why I know you're going to get. You know, Deontay knows that better than I do. You know, better than I do.
Do you think retirement could be on the horizon if he loses that fight?
That we'll see. It's how you lose sometimes. But, you know, the loser is going to have a long way back. So that's a good fight. And we've got Daniel Dubois in there. There's all these, you know, still people that for some reason people still have this doubt about him. He's got everything a heavyweight needs. He's fast. He's got a great jab. He can punch. He's a good finisher. He's not got a bad chin. It's not like he's been, poleaxed. He's been, his last fight, or the fight he had against Usyk was, he was so despondent of what went on with the referee, and that's me giving an excuse for it. And I'm not going to go into whether it was a low blow or not, but that 4-minute break and everything, and the referee keep, pulling him up all the time. He just lost his way in that fight, and people read into it what they wanted to read into it, to call him a quitter and whatever. And he showed in his last fight that is not what he is. He showed a lot of heart, but he's going to have to do the same in this one because he's in with a live opponent. It could even wind up being for the title, who knows, this fight. But whatever it is, it's for the number one position, for the mandatory slot of the IBF, and he knows what's at stake. And he's just got, all he's got to do is just show to everybody about his grit and his heart, and the rest will follow suit.
Yeah, no, I know. It wasn't the best kept secret in boxing. But yeah, no, now we've got the freedom to talk about it. Alhamdulillah, man, what can I say? What can I say? Captain as well. And this is it. This is big time boxing, and I'm glad to be involved. I'm honoured to be involved. I'm humbled to be involved as well. And this is where it happens. This is the coming out party of Hamzah Sheeraz.
When it was first talked about this mooted 5 versus 5, were you wanting that call? Did you hear anything about potentially being on it, or were you at the end of the phone just waiting for something?
I kind of knew I'd be on it. I kind of knew it was a case of my last 2 fights. I kind of got the whispers for it. They might be doing this way before everyone else knew. So then in my head, I thought, listen, I have to put on some great performances for my name to be the heading name in Frank Warren's Queensberry division at the middleweight division. And I believe I am. And it just shows I won't get picked otherwise. But yeah, alhamdulillah, listen, all the hard work's paying off. And now I've got to work harder. I've got to work even harder to secure my spot and to stay where I am.
It's Ammo Williams on the other end of the ring. How much of the tape have you watched him, and how long has he been on your radar for?
He's been on my radar, but he wasn't someone who I thought, yeah, I'm going to end up fighting him. I've never called out anyone. I've always been someone, whoever they put in front of me, I'll fight. You've seen it. You've seen me come up the ranks. But yeah, he's a great fighter. I've got a lot of respect for him. He knocks people out. He's strong. Physically, he's strong as well. Southpaw. And this is it. This is what boxing's all about. 2 youngsters putting it all on the line, putting their O's on the line. Somebody's O has to go, as they say. And I'm looking forward to it.
With the captaincy that you've got on your shoulders as well too, I heard you in your previous interview saying you weren't really kind of expecting it. You thought maybe Dubois would be getting that, but was it something that you want? Look, you'll embrace it and you'll take it and you'll wear it with pride, but a little bit of extra pressure there to make sure you get the win.
You know what? Not really. If it was, I'd say it and I'd be like, ooh. It definitely gives me that more oomph. I'll tell you that. It's not pressure. It's never, because I've learned how to deal with that. And I'm just going to take it in my stride. I'm going to use that energy, turn it into positive energy, and get the win.
How big of a gap in talent do you feel is Ammo from your previous opponents? From the way you dispense of Liam Williams, no one's ever really done that. But from there to now Ammo, how much of a step do you think that is?
Do you know what it is? I've always said Liam Williams is a great fighter, and I wouldn't say there's no step up in talent or whatnot. But what we've got here is a young, hungry, fresh fighter just like me. So, and in your primes, you can not even in our prime, just below our primes maybe. But yeah, it's definitely one of them which I think people look on paper and think 50-50.
Outside of
Frank Warren, Queensberry, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom promotion. Nobody ever thought with me and old Eddie would be working together. So this is an ultimate surprise right here. And like Eddie said to Frank, you know, it's a shame that we can't work together in the business of boxing. This is what it's all about. The best fighting the best promoter going against the best promoters, to putting fighters together. And I love the scenery. I love how Your Excellency, you know, Turkey come in and his staff, and they rearrange and change the way boxing is promoted and done. And I'm looking for that acting career after. You don't have to get hit. But, you know, I'm looking forward to the fight. Zane, I respect Zane. He's a good fighter. And I respect him for that. But it's my time, you know. I've been through a lot, you understand me? And I've had to regroup. I've had to get myself together. And things just don't change overnight. Things don't change for the next fight or so. You have to keep working. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep working. You have to keep pushing, keep working, keep pushing until you get what you want. And I'm at this point in time where I'm narrowing it down. And come the night of the fight, we'll see if I got it or not. This fight, I'm holding it as my last stance, my last chance. You know, and that's what I'm taking it accordingly as, you know. And I'm just ready to do what I'm known to do. You understand? To be the Wilder that I am. You know, I lost my love and the passion for this business. I lost my hunger for so many different reasons, you know. But now I'm in an opportunity where I'm dealing with people that love the craziness, that love the wildness of Wilder, the love that Wilder that said he want a body on his record, Wilder. And it's amazing to be around people that appreciate what they see in front of them. It's amazing to be, you know, tied into people that love what we do. People don't understand what we do and how we have to do it and get to that point. This is not an easy task that we do. Boxing is strictly a business. It's not a sport for me. I always say the business of boxing, and that's what it is. Accordingly, we risk our lives for you guys' entertainment, and here I am again. I'm not playing around this time. I have nothing to lose. I feel like I've lost a lot of things in my life, even some of the closest people in my life. So I don't feel like I have nothing else to lose, but only to gain. In this fight, we're going to see. It's enough of the talking. I even told my team, I don't want to hear how good I look, I am, this and this. I'm not going to even be posting too much this time around because I mean business. I can feel the desire and the sensation in my heart again. That hunger, that monster, that beast is coming back. The pain that I've endured over these last years, it's going to be, you'll see what I'm talking about comes the night of the fight. So good luck to all, and to all a good night.